Thank you, Nemi. Hello and welcome to the Bobber Plays Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, as dictated by Darthair, who has this to say. Why I chose it? Well, I enjoyed watching you play the point-and-click adventure games, and Broken Sword is an early classic of the genre that you should at least take a couple of hours to look at. Seeing as I mentioned that I hadn't played it before during one of the either Nancy Drews or
Paris.
Senior Detectives.
City of love, romance, and dreams.
Darthair took offense to this and said we must
So
play
they
this.
say. I used to say it too, but ever since that day, the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
Yes! Revolution! A Charles Cecil production. Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Director's Cut. Writer and Director, Charles Cecil. Programming, Tony Warrener. Juiced Peters. And so on and so on and so on. Oh yes, we should start our timer anew. Yeah. No extending the timer based on snowboard kids.
I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview. With Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos.
The Super Cheese.
He has for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very apt. Pierre Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of
Condoning
the most
sexual
infamous
abuse in the
adulterers
workforce.
He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa, I hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away. Here I was, the palace of the media king and the ice queen.
Least annoying
I
Frenchman.
pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the first floor.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
Mime is breaking
Will you
in?
be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
Oh, please say she gets shot.
Ah, the talented
She's so
and
unlikable.
beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose. Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
Now he's going to go get shot. Alas, it's
You
not
journalists
unlikable
are
lady.
getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame. That was no cat.
God, what? Monsieur
Least
Carchon?
evil mime.
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects.
Except you
if I
literally
hadn't
saw
seen the
her.
attacker myself.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One
Murders
of
by
the most
mimes?
important men in Europe murdered.
By mimes.
And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or start my own investigation? It was a no-brainer.
La Liberté. Okay, can we inspect the body?
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him. Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. Carchon had been shot.
He's got a cheese puff?
In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now. I
His
closed
head?
his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Yeah, that seems all. Unless there's
I
another
opened his
one.
eyes. Best to leave the crime scene as I found it.
Okay. So do we leave evidence that we stole the ticket? No. So we leave his eyes open. Interface tutorial. From time to time, you'll see a white exclamation mark appear at the bottom of the right screen. Move the pointer over it and use the A button to get advice on the user interface. Okay. Accessing the options screen. The options screen allows you to load, save, check for puzzle hints, examine the diary, and adjust your game preferences. To access it, move the pointer over the options icon, the screen of paper at the bottom left of the screen, and press A. But the paper is in the top left. Well, first fault. Game says bottom left is top left. No, top left is bottom left. Save. Not a strong start. Puzzle hit? No. Get rid of that. Thank you. We are senior detectives here.
The bookcase was filled with obscure first editions. A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job.
Could we inspect it?
I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep my DNA to myself.
I mean, you're dropping hairs here, lady, but sure.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them. A medieval pageant. Original, no doubt. The tapestry must have cost a fortune. Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that.
He is rather dislikable. The diary keeps a record of what you've achieved. It's useful to recap. Remember, sometimes information recorded in the diary is necessary to solve a puzzle. It can be accessed through the options menu.
I thought of leaving, but was sure there was more to find.
Talk to the lady?
There was no one I needed to phone. Not until I had solved this case.
Okay,
Besides,
apparently that isn't
Imelda
talk to the
was using
lady.
it.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly want to talk to the lady.
She was deep in conversation. She totally ignored me.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. She's an asshole instead of the game doesn't understand what I want to do. Much better.
I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful.
Steal their doily?
Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
I don't think the ticket would fit into that hole. But we haven't found anything that goes in such a hole. Can we move the tapestry? No. Did I miss something on the table? I missed the bust.
A bust of Pierre Cauchon, humble servant of La France. Pierre Cauchon was stiff for the last time.
Is there really nothing else? It feels like maybe he should have a key for the table, but...
Pierre Cauchon again. His eyes seem to follow me around the room.
The man has multiple statues of himself in the same room. Can I leave?
The door was locked.
Ay, ay, ay. What about this thing on the artist easel?
It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the color I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing?
Stealing your
this
paint.
paint. It's my favorite color.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Okay, we have blue paint. Do we use blue paint on hole in the table? I can't imagine why we would use blue paint on hole in the table, but...
It wouldn't fit.
No. Am I allowed to leave now? Was the thing I'm waiting for the blue paint?
I thought of leaving.
No. Can I talk to her now that she's not on the phone?
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
About this ticket?
So, her husband took secret boat trips. Did she really need to see the ticket?
What about the doily?
You're upset, madame. Please take this.
That is the lace cloth from the table. What can you be thinking?
Are you insane?
The last thing she needed.
Talk about the
Why
mime?
would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
And again...
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
Evil or good? Are we good girl or are we evil? Let's be good girl.
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if my editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there
God, she is
anybody you'd like me to
dislikable.
contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were. He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Because I'm good.
Your husband invited me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
You're wrong. I was onto his killers already, I am sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't have stopped him seducing you, too. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Thank you.
Okay.
I promise you won't regret this.
This should open the door. Use key on door.
Now we were getting somewhere.
Success. Go through the door, please. Okay, what do we got? A painting.
The painting showed the Cachons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie? There was the very faintest of clicks.
That thing looks like it's
I didn't
something.
leave the lights on. It was light enough already.
Bit on the armoire.
This wasn't the time for me to lie on the sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression. Though it is very popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why.
Use the lamp.
As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank.
I thought we were going to be lifting it up a la Laura Bow and
I didn't
finding a key underneath it.
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it.
We knew that we could use the tray, you say?
My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father.
Oh,
I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made. So Cauchon had known my father. They really must have been
or he
friends.
stole your
I
elephant.
decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
I decided to steal her elephant. That's it? Doesn't look like there's anything else here.
It was a sheet of blotting paper in a leather holder. Its cracked surface looked ancient, reminded me of its owner. The in-tray, like everything else in this place, was beautiful. One day I was going to have an in-tray like that, even if I had to sell my apartment to pay for it.
She's got style, then, if nothing else. Plus 10 points for style, plus minus several million for good thinking.
Locked. Not surprising, really.
So were we just coming in here to steal an elephant? Yes, it seems like we were just coming in here to steal an elephant. Has that changed something in here? Not that I can see.
A magnificent and
No, but
a magnif
why can't I interact with the lock bit of the table now?
magnif
I know, I want to interact with the lock bit. It's not allowed. Why? To examine an inventory object, open your inventory and move the pointer over the icon, then press A. It will be displayed. Then press B.
It was the beautiful elephant my father had carved. It was the drawing room key. The tube of paint from Imelda's easel, French ultramarine.
Can I inspect the ticket more?
It was a boat ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. When I was a little girl, Papa used to take me on the Bateau Mouche as a treat. The cloth was embroidered with an unusual symbol. Behind the picture was a safe. The safe was locked. I needed the key.
Is it the same key as the key to this room? Seems unlikely.
It was the wrong kind of key.
Wants to tell me something. To examine something, move the pointer icon over it. If it can be examined, an eye icon will appear. Yeah, well, I have examined things in there.
Even the light switch looked impressive.
To use it on everything? I'll use it on everything.
The sofa was antique. For one horrible moment, I had an image of a naked cochon wriggling around on it with a young journalist. Oh.
Oh, that's really it.
It was a back door. I didn't need a sheet.
Do paint the blotter?
The paint would...
Do I elephant the blotter?
No.
Well, I gotta say, it's not doing a good job of indicating what it wants us to do.
No. I didn't want to take...
Maybe we go talk to the wife again. Maybe I'm allowed to leave?
I thought of leaving.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
Tell her about
It
the
was
elephant
clever.
we've already committed to
What
stealing.
does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Just one thing. I know this is going to sound strange, but did your husband ever mention Did he ever talk to you about a penguin?
A
Or
snowman.
A snowman?
What? I don't understand.
He never mentioned people dressed up as penguins.
Nico, I don't know what you're talking. My dear, you should go before the police arrive. There will be many awkward questions. I am grateful that you stayed. You've been so kind.
Please, call if there is anything I can do.
I'd misjudged her. She had every reason to be bitter, living with a guy like Carchon.
From the sound of it, no one and nothing was safe around him. Maybe I should have interrogated the cat after all.
Now we can leave, even though we haven't found the key that goes for this or the key for the safe?
I thought of leaving, but
No. Even though we just had the text bubble say, like, we should go. Maybe now that we know that we want keys, we can find a key on him.
Carchon was stiff.
Nope.
Carchon.
Maybe there's a little... Maybe that thing on the door is another little button? No, it counts as the door.
A mag.
Still not allowed to use the table. Oh, commence rubbing everything on everything.
No. No. The paint.
Oh.
The paint would have just soaked into the blotting paper, but the idea was good.
We use the key on it.
No.
We use the elephant on it.
No.
I didn't want to take the...
One by one, rub everything on the tray.
No. No.
I'm supposed to have poured paint in the tray.
I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one.
Why did we want to do this?
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could. In a way, I was going back to art school. I'd ruined the tray, but I was on my way to solving a clue.
I am? Do I paint the elephant?
No.
Do I paint the key? Do I paint the tapestry?
No.
Do I paint the ticket?
No.
Well, that's everything, game. Unless I use more paint.
There wasn't.
It does say something different.
There wasn't enough paint left in the tube. I'd ruined the tray, but I was on my way to solving a clue. I didn't need a sheet. I didn't want to take. In a way, it was a sheet
Maybe
of
I
blotting.
was meant to pick up
It was a sheet of.
a paintbrush over from the easel.
Imelda had talent, but I said.
No, not that I can tell. Do we talk to you about ruining your thing with paint?
Madame Cachon,
Please call me Imelda. We hardly need the formalities now, do we?
I was sure that there was more to find. I just had to keep looking.
Oh, it's a leave conversation.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Did Monsieur Cachon say nothing to you about my father?
No. I'm sorry. He never mentioned him.
Can we talk about the paint?
The last thing she needs.
The elephant again.
Would you like to take the elephant back?
No, my dear. You should keep it.
The key.
Thank you. Let me give you the key back. I didn't need it anymore.
Oh, that's nice. Our inventory shrinking will be less combinatorics for rubbing objects on other objects.
I was sure that. A magnet. A bust of Pierre Cachon. It contained. Not a good idea to touch the broken glass. A bust of Pierre.
Bust of him, and then we're back to his body, which I've already inspected so many times.
I didn't need the light.
Well, we can try rubbing everything on the safe.
No. The safe was. The safe was. The safe looked pretty secure. Locked. Not surprising, really. I didn't want to take the. In a way, I was going.
Maybe I inspect it now that it's full of paint?
I'd ruined the tray, but I.
No. Oh, I feel like we have rubbed all things against all things. The table is an antique. But you can't look at it anymore, even though there was something that needed a key.
But I said... I thought of leaving.
Maybe now that I know I need the key, the bookshelf is more
contained what?
searchable. But that's a no. That's it.
I didn't need... I didn't need... I didn't want to... In a way, I was...
No, it's not like this screen can be scrolled around and get to other bits of the table that we haven't been to before.
Locked. Not... I didn't need the lights.
Maybe there's more to the left that we haven't... No, you can't go any more to the left. Can I use the phone now that you're not on the phone?
There was no one I needed to phone. Not until I had solved this case.
That would have made sense in terms of she's not using the phone anymore now that we've talked to her about the other things. Oh, the diary doesn't seem to... No, not seeing anything that I haven't interacted with. Doesn't seem like we need to click on something inside the diary. Do I use the elephant on me? No, but I'm not a thing. Do I use the elephant on door? Doesn't understand elephant on door.
I didn't want... In a way,
We've already rubbed everything against it. Oh, do it again.
um... n- There wasn't enough paint.
Maybe I put the tube back on the art thing? I might need to put the used tube on the easel? No.
Imelda had... But I... Excuse me, Emma.
Yes?
Are you sure you don't know anything about my father?
Positive.
I was sure.
So I've already talked to. The bookshelf full of books. The other bust that we've already done. The body that's already dead and we've already grabbed the ticket stub from.
Pierre Cachon was still. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down. It was one of my hair clips.
Okay, and then we use the hair clip to pick the safe. Or the table.
A magnificent.
It was one of my hair clips. I have more on me, but I won't possibly use them to do something. Oh no, I have to find the one that has been camouflaged into the ground. It's really bad.
The safe's lock was too secure for me to pick. How come it always works in movies, huh?
Okay, do we use the hairpin with the paint? Oh, but it's silly, Salah. Right, if she literally admits in the sentence that she picks it up, it is one of the hairpins that I have, then why did it matter that you find that hairpin?
No.
It doesn't. You should just have access to your other hairpins as part of your inventory. Do I present the wife with my hairpin?
Excuse me, Imelda.
Yes?
Would you like to see my favorite hair clip?
What a ridiculous question. Of course not.
I agree with the grumpy
Another
old
time, I
lady.
guess. Are you sure you don't?
Positive.
I was.
Can I use this to lockpick and leave? No. Maybe there's something else that I've missed on the body then.
Pierre Cachon was still.
That's just the eyes thing.
I opened his eye. Cachon.
Do I poke in the gunshot with the clip?
No.
Do I take a blood sample with the...
No.
Do I paint over the blood?
No.
Do I stab him with my elephant?
No. No. car.
I meant
His
to
lifeless eyes
stare
stared blankly at
longingly
nothing.
into his eyes. Am I meant to inspect my hair clip more?
It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It was the beautiful elephant my father had carved. The paint had been squeezed from the tube. The cloth was embroidered with an unusual symbol. The tapestry. A magnificent.
Hail Decoy. Snowball Kids was... I mean, it was a little bit dodgy, but it was fun and enjoyable. This is, like, well done, but not enjoyable. The, like, character dialogues are good, the art is good, but the gameplay is garbage. Spent 30 minutes pixel hunting to find a clip. This clip, which we then inform ourselves of, it is one of my hair clips. As if I couldn't have picked one of the other hair clips out of my hair and used it to do whatever we need to use the hair clips for. Yeah, no. Like, I like the art, well, I find the characters engaging, I don't necessarily like them. I instantly dislike Grumpy Lady. But the gameplay is horrendously bad.
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it. In a way, I was going back to art school.
We're not allowed to leave because we're sure there's something that we need to find. And the only thing we've managed to do is spread paint on this guy's inbox for some reason. Why did we want to spread blue paint on his inbox? Who knows? The backgrounds are well done, the character art is well done, the voice acting is fine, the dialogue is good. But the gameplay...
There was no one I needed to... Excuse me.
Yes?
Are you sure you... Positive. I was...
It's weird that we can talk to her again and again about my father as if
Excuse...
Yes?
as if it's not an exhausted topic, but all the other things are exhausted.
I was sure... I thought of leaving. The tapestry... A magnificent...
It feels like maybe I was meant to have found the hair clip before interacting with the table for the first time. And then I would use the hair clip on the hole in the table that nothing else fit in. But now it's not letting us interact with that screen of the table anymore.
A magnificent.
I mean, it's on me being a bit too close to the sensor bar, mostly hi-fi. If I sit further back, then it's nice and steady. As I get a bit too close to it, it jitters around because of the sensor bar being a bit too close. The downsides of using actual Wii. I could sit a bit further back, but it's not gonna... It's not like the jittery input is the thing that's holding up progress. I suppose technically I haven't rubbed the hairpin on the busts. Or the bookcase. It's my most recent item. I should try rubbing it on all the old things. She shrugs, she shrugs.
Playing the old hair clip game with a dead guy. How sad was that?
She shrugs. Alright, what about the light switch in the next room? We try the painting. Do we hair clip the painting? She shrugs. Do we hair clip the woman?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Would you like to see my favorite?
What a ridiculous...
Alright, just the same as last time.
I was sure.
Do we hair clip the phone? Do we hair clip the tapestry? Do we hair clip the table? Do we hair clip the light switch? We already tried hair clipping the safe, but we can do it again.
The safe's lock was too secure for me to pick. How come it always works in movies, huh?
The only interactable zone is the keyhole thing.
The safe looked pretty secure.
Well, let's rub all the other things on it.
No.
We'll check ourselves of that.
The safe's lock was... no.
Nope. Can we open this door with the
was one
clip?
of my hair.
Yeah, I know. I want to try and use it to open the door. It's also a no. Big shrug.
I didn't want. In a way, I.
Do I hair clip the ink blotter?
No.
Can't see why we would hair clip the
No.
paint. We gained hair clip decoy, so I need to recheck rub hair clip on everything. But it genuinely does feel like, by not picking up the hair clip before accessing the table, that we could have zorked ourselves. That currently feels like what has happened to me.
A magnificent.
Because that used to be an interactable... We could go into this table. Oh my god. Why is that bit of the table slightly different to the rest of the table? So you click this bit of the table,
A magnificent.
and it's that, and you click
A mag.
which bit? That specific tiny bit of the table. Okay, so it's poor interactable design area, like interactable area sizing choice there. Okay.
Aha! Nico, you are just so damn good at this stuff.
Alright.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
What even is
A key.
this?
Maybe a safe key.
Okay. We can go do the safe with it. Yes, I agree. The cops should be here. So should the heat death of the universe. Ignore that it also had a combination. Grizzle, grizzle, grizzle.
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school.
Rich and
There
famous
was one
Hi-Fi
thing
Panda.
I'd learned about symbols. They are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I
No,
needed to
guy.
find
The
a way
dead
of
person is the
printing
guy,
them.
Salah.
At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Carchon was past carrying.
So now we understand why we've been making this stupid ink tray. It's so that we can make a copy of the artifact. Just coat this
I rolled
priceless
the
ancient artifact in.
until it was completely coated.
That's so bad. Okay. Do I paint on the
I wouldn't be
tapestry?
able to print straight onto the cloth. I needed something flat to print onto.
What about the blotting paper?
Genius! The roller and the paint worked just as I planned. But what did it say?
Subjude SDSSDSS.
It was some kind of coded message. It read, subjudice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, subjudice could, in this case, mean
Beneath the
literally
courts.
under the law courts, below the conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
In Carchon's safe, I found a stone cylinder with symbols carved on the surface. I got an imprint and found that it contained a coded message, Sub Judice SDSSDSS. It could refer to a case under the jurisdiction of a court, but what about the letters? He was carrying a boat ticket marked Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie being the ancient law courts. The message included the word Sub Judice. I should follow the clues exactly by going to the quayside of the Ile de la Kite, literally under the Conciergerie. Are we allowed to leave? Wait, what about this door, though?
Locked. Not surprising, really.
Do we not use this door ever? Can I show her the stolen artifact? Come on, talk to her. No, she's not talkable anymore. No, she is, but you have to target her head.
Imelda, I will do everything I... Thank you, my dear. And if the police ask, don't worry.
You were never here.
Sub judice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
An hour later.
Carchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something.
That
Danny.
water effect looks really good.
Something that got him killed.
Aside from that it doesn't interact with the boat properly, but the water looks really good.
The fence wouldn't move. This fence was a permanent fixture.
Do I smack it with my elephant? Aye. I'm going to assume that the S and D are sinister and Dexter, and they mean left and right.
The latches from releasing the gate.
And we're going to have to press like left, right, left, left, right, left, right, according to that. That makes sense to me. You must move the rectangular blocks so the latch can slide all the way across and release the gate. Blocks move along their length, some vertically and some... Oh, it's a slider puzzle. I'm assuming that it's a slider puzzle. Yeah, it's a slider puzzle. Oh well, this is better than pixel hunting for the missing stupid hair clip when we have hair clips in our hair and we explicitly say that. Grr. This is nice and physical with a Wiimote. Because normally these sorts of things you just click and it toggles their possible positions. But this kind of puzzle actually works really well with the physicality of moving things around with the Wiimote. No. We definitely want that over here first, right? Call Jake for some help? Nope. There we go. Progress. We got 1 step forwards. 2 steps forwards. Now we need to move you down here, which means we need that up, you 2 across, you down, and we're done. Sweet. And now we have to do the same to the other side. Okay. So. Close. I need to move 1 more of these up so that you could come further across. So I need this one to move further across so this one can go down. Which means I need... I need that one to be up here. I get you up there. Almost. That gets that there. You're rewatching the movie E.T. Phone Home. It's an oldie. Definitely an oldie. This one up here. Now I need that one here so that this can come across. No, but it was like an old movie when I was young, Salah. What if I leave? Does it reset? It resets both of them. Oh, that is... It's rough. Okay, we got this across to the 2/3 position. And now how do we make... We need this to be down, which means you need to be up, that needs to be across, that needs to be across, across, and down. Second time that left half was quick. But we still don't know this one's solution. Move that one down there. 'Cause if this is down, then that can go left, and then that can go... No, up isn't good. This has to go down, not up. So if this has to go down, you have to come over here. Which either means like that, or I guess like that. That technically works. That needs to go across one more. So you need to be down at the moment. How do we get you down? Like that. No, that still needs to go slightly more across before it's useful. So you need to be here. You go even more up. But now this can't go here. Because this can never go left, right. Because you're... Oh no, there we go. That lets you go. That lets you go. That can go down and you can come across and you can go down and we're done. Alright. I much prefer my... This means sinister, dexter, sinister, sinister, dexter, sinister, sinister.
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy, in more ways than one. I really didn't want to pull the fence back up and risk trapping myself in this place. It was almost as if the fence was intended to double as a bridge. The skiff hadn't been touched for years. I've got an exercise bike just like that. So, a stone door. There had to be a mechanism to open it. No handle, nothing obvious. But there had to be a way to open it. Oops.
We knock over the boat and there's a small
An
orange
old
thing.
showcase. I wondered what that was doing there. The brass case was smooth and perfectly round.
I don't know that a sledgehammer is the right tool for that, Panty. Wrecking ball? Anyway. What do we use this for? Because it's our newest thing. Do we rub it against the... that? No? Is there a tiny, slightly different interactable zone like there was with the table? Not as far as I can tell. Even though it looks like there's something that you could push there.
Moving a skiff would only damage it more.
Did I miss something outside?
The fence. This fence.
Yeah, I can totally believe that tiny shards of glass, well, tiny shards of stone would go everywhere.
An old boyfriend of mine owned a barge once. Dampest relationship I ever had. In every way.
At least he was a boat owner, if not a homeowner.
The Conciergerie. Former royal palace, prison and law courts. And also home to the busiest guillotine in the French Revolution. I wasn't leaving yet.
There's more to do here still. You haven't found whatever you're supposed to do with the tiny shell case.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the lace cloth I'd picked up at Carchon's apartment. I knew I was on the right track.
Do I rub this on that? Okay, I must have missed something in here then. Yeah, the only things I see are the boat.
I'd wrecked the skiff.
Maybe I need to more detailedly inspect the new
The
shell.
glass case was smooth and perfectly round.
Does it match
no.
this?
No. Moving. I really didn't.
The only other thing is the door. Do I rub the shell on the boat? Do I use this on the door somehow? Do we use our elephant on the door? The ticket. The ticket on the boat? It was a boat ticket. The ticket on the door.
A rough hole was cut into the pillar.
I put the artifact.
Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click.
To release the mechanism, the cylinder must be rotated, like a combination safe. Move the pointer over the cylinder, and when the pointer changes to a hand, press A to grasp it. You can deduce the direction from the clue you've already gathered, but not the position that it must be turned to. Listen and feel for the lock barrels to click open and then release. If incorrectly positioned, it will move in the hole and return to a central position. Rotate in the wrong direction or go too far and it will reset. Okay, so now we have the SDSSDD thing. The left, right, left, left, right, left, left. You know what? We're just gonna temporarily note that down. Underneath VGF's Pink Panther Passport to Peril. Okay. So. And in case you didn't realize, in case you didn't know your Latin, they have Sinister and Dexter here. Heck? Okay, now we go right. My god, this is the worst controlling thing on the... Holy moly. Seriously, game. Okay, so it's 4. Left 4, and now right. Come on. Okay, we gotta do left 4 again. Now right. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now left, left. I'm not spinning it right, you stupid thing. You. Left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left again. Left 9. Now right. Right, like 11. And then 2 more lefts and we are done. You're joking. That didn't count. Okay. Well, left 4, right 4. Left 8. Left 9. Keep spinning. Right 11. Four. Right 4. Left 8. Right 9. No, it says. Far out. Keep going. Q. Now right. Two lefts. It's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 8 again. And the final left. Okay, that should be it.
Oh my god. The
Oh no,
slab
we're
came
locked
down with
in.
a hell of a force. With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again. If I was going to get a closer look at the panel, I'd have to find a way of keeping the cross up.
Now, fortunately, we found this bullet casing. We found this bullet casing that we can shove in the door. And this will flatten the bullet.
Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious.
Huh? Didn't do what I expected. I expected it to crush my,
The stone slab had flattened one end of the shell case.
Okay.
The shell case had been flattened at one end, forming a serrated edge.
Can I use that to cut whatever this is?
I couldn't see a gap to insert it.
Can I use my elephant to hold this? No. Okay, are there other things that I've missed pixel hunting? We're being undone by every adventurer's most needed item. 50 feet of rope. If we had a rope, we could pull this from a distance. Can I throw this at it from over here? No. We'll rub all our current items on the cross. The other thing that seems maybe reasonable is our elephant might block the door, but that might also just destroy our elephant. No, we can't put elephant in door.
Ut lex vel ut next sumito. To the law or unto death, submit. I guess these people didn't believe in liberté, égalité, or fraternité. Yes, I'll admit it. I was a swot at school. I also wore lipstick and the nuns never knew.
What? What the hell is a
The
SWAT?
panel wouldn't move.
Why don't we rub everything against the panel?
No sign of any mechanism to poke. I had to think of a better way to open it. I couldn't see. The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. The cloth was embroidered with an unusual symbol.
Isn't that the cross? Yet we don't make comment on them being the same.
Rolling out the painted cylinder had given me a print of a secret message. It read,
Yeah, I am bamboozled. We got no new item to use, so it should be use one of our existing items. But we've rubbed everything against the cross. We've rubbed everything against the door. Maybe I need to do this to you again and squish the other end of the the other end of the shell casing. But no, I can't put the shell casing in the door anymore. The only interactable things are diary, suitcase, cross, this panel, and door. Can we cut up the boat to make a ship rib?
the shell case had been flattened at one end, forming a serrated edge. No. No. No.
There's always the
no.
chance there's a tiny object next to
no.
the cross. There is.
No.
Let's have a look. I can see.
The cross looked familiar.
Can I now use the elephant? We now use the cutting thing.
The stone cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere.
No, we can't hold it up with our big sturdy elephant or the giant stone cylinder. It has to be held up with the tiny, somewhat crushed bullet shell casing. And you don't do it by using it on the thing. You have to be holding it up and then tell it to do it. Ooh. Okay, over here, this thing surely goes in the wall. No! Okay, can I fiddle with the wall thing now myself
I
then?
touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what?
I mean, I would have assumed this thing, but you said no. You won't let me use that. Is it designed for my elephant? Is it designed for my clip?
I removed the shell case.
It really should just be this thing. We've rubbed everything against the hole, and it's nothing. We've inspected the hole more closely.
A round slot precisely carved into the stonework.
Which obviously needs our big stone thing.
A safe key. I removed.
Is the answer that I didn't remove the...
I
Okay.
removed the stone.
You needed to remove the stone cylinder, then go in, then lift this. Use our bronze... No, come on. Use our smushed shell case. Use our cylinder.
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed.
And what if we take out...
I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
Now there's a new interactable.
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open.
Grab all our current objects. That's ridiculous. Lifting
Another
up a
good
big heavy
use for a shell
stone
case.
slab with a
Another
shell
secret room. Somebody had
case.
something to hide. But was it what I was looking for? Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose?
Can you?
And
I
how did
can't.
it tie in with Carchon?
I can see bugger all. I can maybe see a chair and a table on the right, and that's it. Oh well, in any case, that's our 2 hours up. So, if this had a button for show me all the interactable areas, I think this would be very playable. The fact that it doesn't, and you have to super pixel hunt everything, whilst using the Wiimote, makes it literally unplayable for me. I can't put up with that. I just can't. I like the characters, I like this well. I find the characters engaging. I don't necessarily like them. I dislike Grumpy Lady. I didn't particularly like chauvinistic, fancy pants rich man, but they were engaging characters. The dialogue was fine. A fair few of the things have been doable out of sequence or in a moon logic-y way, like pouring out the paint into the inbox to use as a paint tray before we knew we needed a paint tray. It is good about keeping you constrained to a relatively tight area, so you aren't wandering around the whole world map thinking, what the shit do I do? Like, it keeps you boxed in neatly, so the solution or thing you haven't found must be nearby. It gets points for that. But yeah, it really, really needs a press button to show all of the interactable areas on this screen button. That is some quality of life I just cannot imagine you choosing to not put in one of these games. Now, in fairness, this is pretty old, so that was still very potentially uninvented / new / not adopted universally tech, but by these days standards, it's just not acceptable to not have that, and I'm not putting up with it when there's bullshit like click the table doesn't take you to interact with tiny subsection of the table, which is a like 5 pixel by 5 pixel zone that you have to click on inside the larger click on the table zone. So, no. I can see why you would have liked it, Darthair, if you could put up with the put up with its ancientness and its non-quality of life features relative to today. But that is it for Broken Sword for me. And if we ever do play this on Senior Detectives, for sure I'm not going to be the one in the driver's seat. Maury can drive this, thank you. Ay, ay, ay. Cheers all. Thank you for joining. I hope you've had a lovely time.